expectation living it's crazy at the moment. There's an author that has a really good theory about it, and he's got a great quote that ends this theory. It talks about people live too much in the future without actually looking at what they want to do in the future. And his quote is, stress is caused by being here but thinking you should be there.
Well, it makes sense, but here's what I'm going to say. So, looking into the future, first off, we're the only organism out there that has any great look into the future, right? Like we can go, hey, let's do this next week. Hey, next week I'm going to go on vacation. Next year I'm going to do this. 5 years from now I'm going to retire. So we can look into the future, which is amazing. It's an incredible skill. It's what's made us as successful as we are because I can go, hey, there's a storm coming. I'm going to close my windows up so the rain doesn't come in, right? The question is, why is looking into the future, why does it become so stressful? And here's the answer. So this was my insight that led to me writing the book, that we have these amazing skills. So one of the skills is we can envision the future. Awesome, 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 right? But it has a side effect. So I can write a prescription for a blood pressure medicine, say, oh, it's really great for your blood pressure, but it might make you a little dizzy, but we'll work on that. You'll get used to whatever, right? So when people go, hey, I can envision the future, but my side effect is then I have to worry about it. And then somebody goes, well, don't look in the future, just live for today. And you're like, wait, that's a really great skill. I don't want to give up that skill. How about we get rid of the side effect? And that's where I come in. I go, let's get rid of the side effect. And the first thing I did was I say to people, like I have patients that come in and say, Dr. Proud, I worry too much. And I'm like, oh, well, then you probably do, right? So I said, well, tell me what worry is. And they were like, well, and they would get this look on their face like, I don't know, it's actually really hard to define. So I was like, well, if you can't define it, how are you going to fix it? And when I talk to therapists, same concept, like they get an idea, they know worry is not a good thing, but they don't know what it is. So how do you fix it? So my definition then is I'm using this amazing skill of envision the future, but then I'm focusing on all the bad things that can happen. And here's the key, I'm having a fear reaction like right now. And the problem is there's nothing to make that stop because all I have to do is think about some bad thing and there's my fear reaction. And my fear reaction was meant like if a big dog came in the yard or a lion or a tiger, I'm like, ah, and I'd run away, right? But I'd either get away or I'd get eaten. Either way, the fear reaction goes away. But when you just think about a lion or a tiger, now there's nothing to make it stop. So what I'm finding is people are feeling this fear like 24/7. And your body was meant to function at a pretty high place, but not forever. And so that's where people are getting into trouble.
I had someone on the show last year when it was just audio. I don't know if anyone heard it, but he talks about how people have almost like a need for pain. They feel like if they achieve something and it wasn't hard enough to achieve, it wasn't worth it. Or if they want success of all these movie stars and all, it's got to be painful, it's got to be hard. And I've got this kind of idea now about stress because the more I hear people talking about it, like, oh, stress is killing us and stuff. Do you think that people they like being stressed? It's almost like a purpose now for them to be more stressed because it means they're doing more.
There's two things that I say. One, we take way too much for granted. Even when we tell people be grateful, I don't think they understand what I'm talking about. Like, so I realize I'm living better than the King of Germany did 400 years ago, like by far, right? I just open up my refrigerator and there's all kinds of food in there. It's like, I just turn on a tap and there's hot water. I jump in the shower. What? I mean, these are like amazing things that the King of Germany wouldn't even have thought about when he was around, right? So we tend to forget and tend to take for granted all these amazing things that we have in our abilities, right? And we tend to focus on what things aren't going right. So when you do that, you ignore all the good things and you only focus on the bad things, then things look bad, right? Second, social media, as powerful as it is, the side effect is they realize that we're always looking for bad things. So that's what they give us. So they give us, like if a plane lands safely, do you hear that? Does it, today, United Airlines 767 landed safely in Heathrow Airport, right? No, you don't hear that. Oh, but here's Indian Airlines and it crashed and 270 people died and one person survived, but 270, right? So all we hear about are the bad things. And it's anything in the world that anybody can think of that's bad, it gets put on and it's on my phone, it's on my tablet, it's on my TV, it's on my wife's phone. It's like it surrounds you. So we're surrounded with all this negative news which then affects us whether we know it or whether we are aware of that or not. So I think those are 2 reasons why people the stress level has been gone up, not down.
I see what you mean by we see the negativity more because there was a guy maybe about 2 years ago. He must have been drunk on Twitter, commenting under random posts and stuff. But he said something like, "We would never see on social media or the news that a man has made a cure for cancer until someone dies from trying his cure for cancer."
Well, and I will here's the problem, right? So I watch this news station and it has a half an hour show. It's a national news show. And the first 25 minutes is all like war and this and that and Ukraine and Israel and Trump and blah blah blah, right? And then the last 5 minutes is always a segment on look, and here's a trip around and they have some happy story, right? But nobody pays attention to that. Because we first 25 minutes was all bad. Most people probably don't even make it to the last 5 minutes, but they go, well, and here's the key to humans. I'm sending this room and there's 10 people trying to give me $1,000. You're like, whoa, that's nice. But then there's a guy in the corner with a machine gun. Yeah, who am I paying attention to? I'm paying attention to the guy with a machine gun. Because if he kills me, the other $10,000 wasn't doing me any good at all, right? So literally our brain was set up to pay attention and look for dangerous things in our environment because that kills us. Like looking for good things is nice, but looking for dangerous things is you have to. So the media has figured out that we have to watch bad stuff to make sure our plane doesn't crash or to make sure we don't end up in a war or these are things we have to do. Listening to like feel good story is nice, but I don't have to listen to that. But I have to listen to something bad. And that's why the media then feeds that bias that we have.